Hello, my name is XONEVANT. Today is Tuesday, January the 13th, and we're going to revisit swatting because it's still a hot topic, and there's a story that just hit on Kotaku that I really want to talk more in depth about. So let's get right into it on today's Daily Dose. So L1 Gaming sent me this article through my email. Thanks again, L1, for that. You guys know we talked about swatting last year on the Daily Dose, and it's worth revisiting, man. This is absolutely, it's getting way out of hand, guys. It is really getting out of hand, and none of this is justified, but hear me out. It's one thing to swat one person in their home. Now, granted, hear me out. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying it's one thing to swat somebody in their house. It's another thing to swat a man, his wife, and his 3 kids. That is something else. All of it's wrong. Just understand where I'm coming from with that. 3 small children. Come on, people. And that's exactly what this article is talking about. Now, I'm not going to go through everything in this article. I will leave a link to this article in the description below, and you guys can read it, the whole thing for yourself. I just read it. It's going to take you 10 minutes to read it tops. It's worth reading, because you get to see the reality behind these live streams. You know, like I said, man, a lot of people ask me, you know, why don't you do Twitch streaming? And I've looked into Twitch streaming, and you know, it's really not that hard to set up. But this is why I don't do Twitch streaming, because I don't want people into my personal life. I don't want people knowing where I live. I'm not going to do anything to just give my privacy up. My privacy is too important to me. Will it happen one day? Maybe. But I got to know that I did everything in my power to not make it happen. And I think at that point, I may just walk away from the internet completely, right? My privacy is very important to me. And so let's just get into the article before I get ahead of myself. And then we're going to talk about what I really feel about this issue. So to sum it all up, a man and his wife, I think his name is Max, and his wife, 3 children. Every Friday night they get together, him and his wife, and they play games. And I'm pretty sure that they mainly play Call of Duty, because that's what the article talks about. There is a pic of him here, though, actually playing a racing game. And I don't really do a lot of racing game, guys, so I don't even know the name of this racing game. I'm not even sure which one it is, but you know, it's up there. So he does content up there, and he doesn't have a huge following of people that follows him. He's not like a massive Twitch streamer, if you know what I mean. He doesn't have 1,000 people watching his streams, just a couple, you know, a half dozen, something like that, maybe a dozen. And this particular night, he was averaging maybe 20, 30 people, which to him and his family was a big deal. They were having fun, and he finally says, look, we're going to end the stream. We got to go. And they're like, no, keep playing. And then they start offering money for him to keep playing. You guys know through Twitch, you can receive donations from people who are following you and people who are watching your content, which I guess to them had never really happened because they don't really have that much of a following. And so, you know, it was kind of like, hey, I don't know what's going on here, right? And then the chat started calling him a Nazi, because I guess in his bio or whatever, it alluded to the fact that he was from Germany. They started calling him Max the Nazi, etc. Things of that nature. And they were offering them money. And when you read through the article, you'll find that they were offering them money so that they would stay live on the live stream, because they had police on the way. They had the SWAT team on the way. And obviously, the gag is that you capture them being swatted. That's the whole gag. And so they wanted them to keep streaming. So they offered them money. Think about this now. They offered them money to keep... Oh, I'm getting furious just thinking. They offered them money to keep streaming just so they could see them being swatted. Think about that. Insane. Freaking sane. So, cops roll up on the door. One of their daughters comes in and says, the police are outside. And so obviously, I think at that particular time, he knew what was happening. So he tells his kids, hey, whatever happens, follow instructions, don't make any sense. I mean, he kind of preps them, because the SWAT team comes in there with guns, people. They don't come in there and knock on your door and just say, police, you know, what's the problem? They come in there ready to kill you. That's the SWAT team, right? They don't call the SWAT team in for, you know, just the typical things, right? They call them in for the big stuff, right? People threatening to kill themselves, people high, people, you know, people maybe who's already killed a bunch of people in a certain facility, right, or house or wherever. They come in ready to kill something. That's why they're there, guns blazing, right? And meanwhile, this dude's got his family there. And like I said, it doesn't justify it, but hear me out. It's one thing to do that to one person, but God, man, to do it with kids in the room, it's a whole nother level, man. That's a whole nother level. And luckily, everything went okay. Him and the wife went outside. They held their hands up. They left the kids inside, right? They came out with their hands up. They said, we got kids on the inside, three children. It's not us, blah, blah, blah. They handcuffed them, took them to safety, searched the house, found the kids. Kids were screaming. They didn't know what was going on. And everything ended up being okay. But it's not okay. It's not okay for somebody to have that kind of power over you. It's not, but it's just reality. Now, here's where I wanted to take this topic. Because the first comment underneath this, at least as of the time I'm reading it, and I'm probably going to read this out to you guys. This is the comment. I will never understand why a couple like that would stream themselves playing games, or why anyone would watch. And why were their 2, 11, and 13-year-olds even awake at 11 p.m. at night? This is what this person had to say about this article. That. Not, hey, why is people swatting these people? Blah, blah. Nah. This dude is wanting to understand parenting. He's wanting to basically tell them that their parenting is wrong. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? First of all, they can do whatever they want to with their children in terms of how late they stay up. They can do it. They're parents. They can do it. They can have their kids stay up all night long if they want to. Would I do that if I was a parent? Nope. But it's their children. They can have them stay up as long as they want to. And they can play games on Twitch. There's no rules that say you can't play games on Twitch if you're X age or you have children or you're married. There's no rules. There's an audience for everybody. And the fact that this person, out of all the article, basically the whole story I just told you, this is his comment. This is what's wrong. These comments is what's wrong with this gaming industry, with this gaming community. These kind of comments, this kind of mentality, where they can read something, you can view something, you can see a story like this, and your mind doesn't even see what's really happening. You pick something out of the thin air like this, and that's what you want to debate about or talk about. Are you serious? It's crazy to me, guys. Absolutely. Somebody is going to get killed. Now, later on in the story, it goes on to say that he's back streaming and he's letting these bullies know that, hey, I'm still going to do what I'm going to do. And hopefully he's told his police department. I'm sure they know by now, hey, if we get another crazy call from this dude's house, maybe we shouldn't, go in there and go crazy, and that sort of thing. And I don't know if this stuff can ever be prevented. I mean, I don't know how you could prevent this, because the SWAT team, they're going to have to react on every call as if it's not a hoax, as if it's not a prank. I mean, even if you went down and told them, hey, I stream at night, you might get a crazy call, they're still going to have to come, right? I don't know if this ever can get resolved. I really don't. But that's why I don't stream. That's exactly why I don't stream, man. It's too much. And I don't think I'll ever be able to stream, even though the back end, I'm set up to stream. But I can't do it, man. I cannot have that kind of stress and cops coming through my door with guns. That's too much, guys. Too much. And if you're out there Twitch streaming, look, I'm not telling you to stop, but I am telling you that you might want to think about it, right? You have to, right? Because there's no amount of money, there's no amount of Twitch streaming, there's no amount of followers on Twitch that could potentially cost you your life for playing a video game. That's insane to me. It's one thing to say, oh, I might could lose my life driving a car or flying a plane, but losing your life playing a video game is crazy to me. So I think it's partly on the people doing the pranks. It's partly the responsibility of people on the internet making themselves so public. It's a combination of both, obviously more so on the side of the people doing the pranks. It's like 99% to 1, right? Because people just want to share their games with certain communities, man, and have a good time. There's always going to be those freaking party poopers, man, that want to get in there and just be idiots. You know what I mean? I hate it. I hate stupidity. I hate people being idiots. And this is the kind of stuff that just irks me out, man. And I just wish they'd be made an example of. These little anonymous people behind their keyboards, putting somebody else's life in danger, right? Their life should be in danger. See how it feels when the tables are turned the other way.